Never, never say never, because every day we are alive, but life is a gift. I began my scoliosis journey in the year 2002, and during that time from 2002 to 2006, I had to undergo physical therapy, a back brace, and chiropractor to try to straighten my back. Scoliosis is a curvature of the spine, but sadly God had other plans for me. June 26, 2006 was the year that was the end of my spinal surgery that changed my life forever. I had my surgery at Boston Children's Hospital. My surgery was 11 hours long, surrounded by my family, friends, and doctors, and God. I woke up around 11 o'clock at night, being in severe pain, but smiling because the surgery was over, and I knew I made it through. My scoliosis surgery involved some very small wrist paralyzation, death on table, but I remember waving to my parents as I was going into the operating room telling them how much I loved them. Uh, During the time in the hospital, I spent a lot of my time recovering sick. But when I was stronger, I was able to start walking around a little bit. I had to take it step by step, breath by breath, because I didn't know how to walk all over again. But my family, friends, and doctors were my coaches. When I wanted to give up and go back to my hospital room and head into my covers, they did not let me. They pushed me. I was able to go 2 feet one day, 5 feet the next day, 10 feet the next day, and even down the hallway. And then by the time it was time for me to go home, July 4th, I was able to walk around my whole inpatient floor. Very slow, but I made it. I tell everyone they can do anything they want to do in life because they honestly really can. If you have the mindset and determination to do it, you can do absolutely anything. Nothing in life can stop you. I decided that I would take up the world's one of life's most amazing things, and that's running. Even when I can't run or I don't want to run, I walk because you can get a lot of places when you walk and or run. So in the year 2009, I started doing running. For my first ever road race I ran, I did the Falmouth Road Race, and I was surrounded by 10,000 runners going for the same cause, the same goal. That was the finish line. During the Falmouth Road Race, I fell flat on my back and wanted to lay there all day. But in life, we all have choices. We can get up. In life, we all have choices. We can all lay down there all day, enjoy the view, or get back up. And the minute I hit the ground, I decided I'd bounce right back up and kept on running. And I reached that finish line with seconds to spare, determined and carrying another runner because she wanted to give up and go back home. But I said to her that there was no giving up and no going home on this. A couple of years ago, last year, I had the opportunity to go to Chicago to run Chicago's half marathon. I finished that race in 4 hours and 50 minutes. Even when I won, that day I said to myself, I was in one of the worst races I've ever ran. And I said to myself I was never going to run a distance above a half marathon anymore. But God decided He wanted me to do other things. Because He gave me 3 complete strangers and 5 or 6 medical staff to help me get to that finish line. Because I wasn't going to give up. And probably one of the only reasons why I did not give up in the Chicago half marathon was because I really had no other option besides collapsing, because it was on a highway and there was no right turn to get off and head into the city. And my only way was to go straight. And I had a golf cart follow me the whole entire way. I was so determined to catch out with him because it was not my race, but God really helped me and strengthened me that day because He told me there was no getting on that golf cart and no quitting the race. And I finished that race surrounded by complete strangers, and 5 or 6 medical staff members pushed me across that finish line pretty much. When I got to that finish line, I was so very grateful. I finished that race. I got pictures with them and a complete stranger, and I decided I was going to keep on running, but nothing more than a 10K. A couple months later, in November 2012, I decided I was going to run in the Boston Marathon. Heck, the Boston Marathon is a lot longer than any half marathon. The marathon is 26.2 miles long. That's double the distance of a half marathon. So over over the past year, I was training for the Boston Marathon. In March, I decided I was going to run in the New Bedford Half Marathon in the wintertime. That race challenged me in so many ways, shapes, and forms. I finished that one in 4 hours 50 minutes and said I should not run the Boston Marathon because it took too much out of my body and I was in so much pain. But I was more determined than ever to do the Boston Marathon. So on April 13th, 2013, I ran in the Boston Marathon. I ran 24 miles in the marathon, but they were the best 24 miles that I've ever ran, and I'm so blessed because that was the furthest distance I ever ran. That day of the 15th, I had family, friends, and complete strangers supporting me, and 30,000 of my best friends in the world running with me and cheering for me. I climbed over Heartbreak Hill. I challenged myself. Even when I wanted to give up, the day of the Boston Marathon, I did not give up. I ran for those who could not. I said to myself, even if there was not a quitting option. Even if I had to crawl down Boylston Street this year, I would have crawled to that finish line. But I made it. I'm a Boston Marathon finisher, along with 35,000 of my closest friends. Due to the tragic events, though, of this year, none of us were able to finish. But us as runners, we must never ever give up and take no for an answer. We must always continue and fight. In the year 2012, in the 2012 Boston Marathon, I ran valiantly, and I was told by several other runners around me I should not run. And one person told me, he was an orthopedic surgeon when I found out, an ordinary runner who was a surgeon, and he told me, he called me crazy for ever wanting to run, and so I was just risking everything. But I told him I would be damned if I was not going to keep on running, because you must never give up. Life is very short. I told him people who are basketball players can do what they want to do. Baseball players, soccer players, gymnastics, cheerleaders, and every other sport out there can do anything they want to do. But I've learned in life, I'm telling everyone else, you can do anything that you want to do. If you want to become a baseball player, you can do it. If you want to become a basketball player, you can as well. Soccer, cheerleading, field hockey. You can do anything. If you want to become a musician, you can become a musician. If you want to become a judge, you can do that. If you want to become a surgeon, a doctor, you can do any of that stuff too. In life is a gift. You gotta learn how to stop and enjoy the flowers along the way. The most favorite quote I've come up with this year is the journey is not about the journey. It's about the people that you meet along the way. Complete strangers, as a matter of fact. Each day that we are alive, it's a blessing. We must never ever give up. In life, there is no pain and no gain. Stay strong, everyone, and God bless you guys. And I just want to take this last moment to thank all my friends and family and doctors for not giving up on me the past couple of years, and all my running friends, my couple hundred running friends, and even maybe 1,000 running friends now. I just want to thank them for never giving up on me and always giving me a pat on the back and always pushing me. Special thank you my Team Triumph Cape Cod, Team White, Fifi, Rick and Dick, and my running guys Jenny Dugan for everything they've done for me. And most of all, my mom and dad, thank you guys, and also for all. Love you guys. Keep running, guys. You guys can climb up the mountain if you never give up.